Hello, I'm Matt, and I would like to welcome you to the channel. If this is your first visit to our channel, please like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you will know when we upload a new video. In today's video, I'm going to discuss Chapter 3 of the book that I wrote, Deciding for Life, How I Lost 70 Pounds Without Working Out and While Still Eating the Foods That I Love. In Chapter 3, I discuss the places that I get my inspiration from. One of the first places that I like to talk about is a good friend of mine, Lieutenant Stephen Spates. I worked for him for several years at the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, and he's been an inspiration in more than one way for this particular book. One, he was the first person I ever heard talk about making a decision versus making a choice that I discussed in a previous video. And he also, I was working for him the first time I lost a substantial amount of weight. At that time, I lost 80 pounds. And at the time, he was really encouraging me to tell more people about it because uh, he really realized how life-changing it is. Even though at the time I really wasn't that interested in presenting that to anybody. I didn't really think it was that interesting. Uh, Having lost a substantial amount of weight for a second time, I really understand where he's coming from. Uh, he was a great lieutenant that allowed his sergeants to be sergeants. He didn't come into a scene and just take everything over. He expected you to handle your business, and he wasn't going to do it for you. And that was greatly appreciated. And I think one of the reasons that he was so well liked at the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. Another place that I like to talk about that I found inspiration, me and my wife like to watch this TV show called Alone. And I don't know if you're familiar with the TV show Alone, but if you're not, it's basically a TV show of surviving where they take 10 people and drop them off in remote areas. Most of them have been up in Canada. And they're allowed to take 10 survival items like, bows, fishing string, snare wire, stuff like that. But they're limited to 10 items. And what the TV show is really about is finding enough food to survive for however long it takes to typically be the last person standing. And, when these people go there, I find it inspiring because they go to a place where they don't have modern conveniences, a modern store to go to get their food. But, all of them go there, and the ones that stay there all lose a substantial amount of weight. And one of the things inspiring about that to me is, these people can go out there and, all of them are hungry for, days. Some of them are hungry for weeks. And if they truly stay there, they're probably going to be hungry for months. But these people have enough, enough spirit to be able to deal with that because they're not going to get enough food out there to maintain their weight. I've never seen anybody maintain their weight on the TV show Alone. And, it's kind of inspiring because it really does tell you that, if you reduce the amount of intake that you have versus how much output you output, you're going to lose weight because out there, they don't, and one of the other things they don't have out there is carbs, anything with carbohydrates in it for the most part, unless they find some berries or stuff like that. Some of them do that, but those only last a little while. And guess what? They're gone as soon as it gets really cold out, typically. But everybody that goes out there loses weight, and it's inspiring to in a way because they go to a place where they don't have food. And I mean, if these people can go out there where they don't have food and they can go months without a substantial meal, I mean, some of them get some big game, but typically wild game doesn't have all the fat in it of the animals that we typically eat. And that's one thing that all of these participants that I've ever watched seem to be looking for is the animals that have the most fat on them, because the more fat that is on them, the more fat that they don't lose from eating them. Because if they keep eating lean meats, it kind of goes back to that old, saying, you could starve to death eating hair because hair is, got very little fat in it. And I've seen people on this show, that have sustained themselves with rabbits and hares, and all of them lose a substantial amount of weight. So watching the show is inspiring, but it also inspires me because if these people can go days, weeks, and months without having food, I can go a couple hours in between my snacks and meals. And if I do it right, I can lose weight, and that's what's happened. That's what works with my Deciding for Life program that I use for myself. Another place that I find a lot of inspiration is YouTube. I have a YouTube channel. You're sitting here watching me on YouTube. This is my second YouTube channel. I have another YouTube channel where I, discuss lawn equipment and tractors and stuff like that. Different things that I've tried out, and I like to share with other people. But one thing that I really enjoy about YouTube is there's somebody on there that can teach you just about anything you want to know. You have to take some of it with a grain of salt. But if you want to learn something, or you want to know something, or you want to get some more information on something, and you don't want just the watered down, what the academics are going to give you, it's a really good place to get some information. You do have to take it with a grain of salt and do your own research. And with that, I'm not a medical professional. I don't give any medical advice. The whole point of my videos and my book is to inspire other people, inspire you to find a healthy way to get to a healthy weight and be a healthier person. It's not about you using the Deciding for Life program that I'm using. That's what I've tailored that works for me. But Deciding for Life is really about, inspiring other people, because if you can have the feeling that I have, I've lost a substantial amount of weight 2 times. I've lost 80 pounds once and 70 pounds once. I know how much better I feel. And having done it for the second time and knowing what it took to do it the second time, I'm not going back to that again. And that's the other part of Deciding for Life, is finding a way to maintain it. One of the other people that I found on YouTube is Myron Golden. And I find Myron inspiring in the morning. I usually watch one of his videos in the morning, just about every morning, even on my cheat day. I'll sit down. He has a Bible study as well. So on Sundays, I'll typically sit down and watch his Bible study videos. But all of his videos are really Bible study videos. They're business videos from a biblical perspective. And they're inspiring because, most schools, most churches, to be honest with you, don't show business in a positive light. But one thing Myron does is he shows, that, having a business is really a lot about what's taught in the Bible. Having your own business, supporting yourself, is what's taught in the Bible. And he teaches it from a perspective that is just amazing to me. And I really encourage anybody that, is looking for some inspiration, even just to lift you up in the morning. Sitting down and watching him, he's pretty inspiring. It helps me out a lot just to, listen to him, listen to some of his ideas, and start implementing them in our lives and in our business, so that, we can get to having a successful business. The last place I really want to talk about is a high school teacher that I had. I really wish I could remember his name. I keep trying to think of it, but there were a couple things that he taught, and he was a real down to earth kind of guy. And, one of the things he talked about was the placebo effect, which I'm going to talk about here in a later chapter. So I'm not going to go into that in depth right now. But one of the other concepts that he taught was that your waistline should never be larger than your inseam. And I really think that, if I remember correctly, he said your waistline should always be smaller than your inseam. And I find that interesting and inspiring in a way, because, when you think about it, a lot of people, it takes a few minutes to go do some research on body mass index and look up a chart, and, but, just about every one of us knows our inseam and our waist size. And it's pretty telling if your waist size is bigger than your inseam, because if your waist size is bigger than your inseam, you're probably overweight. And I bet you if you go and look at any body mass index after you look at your waistline versus your inseam, you'll probably find out that is pretty accurate. It's such a simple concept. We look at so many complex things today. It's so simple. It just seems too simple. But the reality is, when I was overweight, I was up to wearing a 42-32. So my waist size was 10 inches bigger than my inseam. Now, currently, I'm sporting a 30-inch waistline and a 32-inch inseam, which that gets back to what my science teacher used to teach. And it's inspiring in a way because it's so simple in a way. But it's an easy way for anybody to look at their clothing to know if they might want to work on losing a little bit of weight, because if you do lose a substantial amount of weight, if you're wearing 42-inch waists and you have a 32-inch inseam, you will feel so much better if you can get it down. And if you can get it down to 30 inches like I have, it's just indescribable how much better you're going to feel. But you need to go talk to your doctor about it to make sure you do it in a healthy way. My deciding for life way works for me. I hope to inspire you to find a way that works for you. Thanks for watching the video. If you think this video can be helpful to a friend or a family member, please share. If you like the video, please hit the like button. That helps out the algorithm, and we'll get this in front of more people, which the more people that we get this video in front of, the more people we have the ability to inspire to live a healthier lifestyle. If you have a comment, if you're a medical professional and know some things that I don't, and you see something that you're concerned about, please leave a comment in the comment section. If you have some suggestions that can make life easier, some suggestions to where you can be a little less hungry, because to be honest with you, my deciding for life system requires me to be a little bit hungry most of the time and a bit hungry some of the time. But what it does get rid of, that hunger pain, sure gets rid of the inability pain that I spoke about in a previous chapter. And I will talk about further in another chapter. But if you have some things that'll help there, please, leave a comment in the comment section. If you like the content and would like to get more of our content, click the notification bell so it will notify you when we upload a new video. All of these things being said, all of these different little things that you can do will help get this content in front of more people and hopefully help more people to live a healthier lifestyle. So hopefully you can find a way to decide for life that works for you and makes you have a healthier, happier day. Thanks for watching, and may you have an awesome day.